Hello, my name is Kate, and I'm gonna tell you about... Oh, listen, heroine, under the sea.
Slarkrethel, Chosen of Umberlee.
Evil intelligent Kraken is here.
Slarkrethel, Chosen of Umberlee.
If nautical horror is something you wish,
Slarkrethel, Chosen of Umberlee.
then I'm gonna tell you about this fish. Slarkrethel, Chosen of Umberlee. Slarkrethel, Chosen of Umberlee. Slarkrethel, Chosen of Umberlee. Slarkrethel, Chosen of Umberlee. Slarkrethel, an ancient kraken with magic abilities, also known as the king of the trackless depths. Chosen of Umberlee, the kraken are feared across the seas. He founded Kraken Society, captured Hekaton, the Storm King, and even battled Laeral Silverland. The references to Slarkrethel can be found in various old and new D&D materials, and if adventurers are persistent enough, can be battled in Storm King's Thunder adventure. But how did he become like that? Let's figure it out. Deep, deep below, where no light was ever seen, lurks a powerful kraken. Old as world itself, Slarkrethel searched the trackless sea for knowledge, artifacts, and ancient lore. The exact age of Slarkrethel is unknown. In old editions it was mentioned that he was born around 151 DR, while in modern references it is said that he is ancient beyond reckoning, searching for knowledge for 10,000 of years. It is not said, but it could be that Slarkrethel origins lie in an elemental plane of water where lots of other krakens dwell, while in 151 DR was the first mention of the monster on prime material plane, where some lucky captain managed to spot the kraken, survive, and tell others. In over 100 years, in 244, he stumbled upon an elven sunken city of Ascarle, long destroyed by drow, near the northern shores of Purple Rocks. There, he decided to build his empire and founded the organization the same year, called Kraken Society. Slarkrethel found an ancient knowledge about his race, its past victories, and disappearance. Inspired by it, he decided to make krakens great again and retake what once belonged to his race, and ascend to godhood. Through years of studying the knowledge of ancient elves, Slarkrethel had mastered the arcane arts to outstanding level. He extended his network, gathering more and more followers, exiles and outcasts, among which were Sawagins, Marrows, Scrags, Goblins, and Capuathins, who plundered and raided ships, gathered knowledge, and captured slaves for their master. The more ships Slarkrethel sunk, the more he learned about the lands and shoreline of Sword Coast, the further his tentacles extended to precious power scrolls and artifacts required for his ritual of ascension. In 834, he learned about the magical throne of Laeral Silverland in Port Last, a sovereign throne of the Witch Queen, which was shaped as a griffon and could transform into one. Apart from emanating magical power, the throne allowed to craft wondrous items, animate objects, and allowed to cast spells of Mordecai's sword, shield, and spell turning. Slarkrethel assaulted the city and managed to lure out Laeral Silverland. The two powerful entities clashed. Laeral managed to defeat and scare off the kraken, yet Slarkrethel stole the throne and retreated to the depths of the sea. From that moment, he started to greatly grow in power and increase the network of his spies. Almost 300 years later, in 1148, the first humanoid agents of Kraken Society appeared on the Sword Coast. Those were sailors who everyone thought to be lost in the sea. In fact, Slarkrethel captured, indoctrinated them, and then released in strategic locations along the shore. Welcomed back as survivors of shipwrecks, they built trust with locals and conscripted new followers. Over the next 100 years, the Kraken Society and Slarkrethel solidly established over the land, trading information and manipulating events for their own benefit. And in 1278, they learned about Gontalgrim, an ancient dwarven kingdom. There, the Kraken Society stumbled upon Illithids, Slarkrethel entered into the psionic battle with Elderbrain, but only slightly damaged it and had to retreat. The attempt to capture the Kingdom of Dwarves failed. In 1358, Umberlee herself appeared in front of the Kraken and offered to become her chosen. The Kraken gladly accepted the offer. Feeling divine support, the Krakenar decided to extend its tentacles to Luskan and Ruathin coastal cities, hoping to dominate and control both. In 1361, he manipulated local humans and sea elves to fight each other while he ambushed weakened groups with his organization, sending them through the arcane gates. However, the plan was thwarted by Laeral Banner and Fyodor of Rashomon, who managed to stop the attack by damaging the teleportation gate of the Kraken. During this time, Slarkrethel managed to renew connections with Illithids, establishing the trade. Yet, peace was not long, and in a few years, in 1366, Illithids raided and killed the leader of Kraken Society in Yartar, ending the trade. Volo has captured this moment in his book.
The ruler of Yartar, the Water Baron, is elected for life. The person who held the office for the last 2 decades was Alahar Kaunfrus. However, he was recently revealed as the leader of the evil Kraken Society. 4 Illithids walked into the Baron's stronghold and calmly slaughtered Kaunfrus for his treachery in society monetary dealings.
2 years later, in 1368, Slarkrethel decided to extend its influence through all Purple Rocks and ordered his trusted lieutenant King Selger to conquer Laeral City and spread Krakenar influence across all nearby islands. After defending Ruathin from the monster, Harpers tried to send many research parties to find the ruins of Ascarle and Slarkrethel base of operations. In 1369, they sent a ship, the Maiden's Defiance, with this mission. Slarkrethel personally emerged from the depths and sunk it, leaving no one alive. 1 year later, in 1370, Umberlee uncovered a secret to Slarkrethel about her fallen consort, a gargantuan one-eyed megalodon Yakovas, who had fallen at the hands of a paladin of Lathander near Waterdeep. The megalodon had many powerful artifacts which were scattered across the sea. The Kraken started to search for those and stashed them at his base. Apart from own power and magic, Slarkrethel relied on his lieutenants and the Kraken Society and supplied them with powerful artifacts from his collection. Those lieutenants were Westress, the regent of Ascarle, a renegade mind flayer who the Krakenar captured in Gauntlgrim and brainwashed, the Scumlord, an Aboleth who dwelt in Skullport streets underneath Waterdeep, High Captain Retner in Luskan, Sam Anemone, the doppelganger who walks in disguise of a leader of Hand of Yartar, an all-female thieves organization, Dread High Trident Meredith Arkney, a Waterdavian priest leading the Kraken Society cell, and King Selger of the Purple Rocks. It is said that Slarkrethel possesses 4 active Kraken gates which can teleport large armies between one another. One of those is stationed in Ascarle, another one beneath Whalebones, the third one is south from Ice Peak, and the fourth one is west from Leyland, while the fifth one is under construction in the Sea of Fallen Stars. So who knows where Kraken strikes next? Being a highly intelligent wizard, it is unknown how Slarkrethel survived Spell Plague. Probably it damaged him as well, as we hear about him only after 100 years. He reappeared in 1485, when the blue dragon Imrith asked the ancient Kraken to help slaying storm giant Queen Neri and capturing King Hekaton. Yet, the plans of the dragon were thwarted, and Kraken submerged to the bottom of the Trackless Sea again, in wait for the right moment to make his next move. Is he a strong character? From the lore perspective, he is an ultra-ancient being, founder of an organization, Chosen of Umberlee, who gathered enough knowledge and artifacts to master the art of spellcasting. So yes, very powerful. I would also like to note that from the lore perspective, Krakens and giant octopuses are different stories. Yet, in the Ghost of Saltmarsh, they picture baby Kraken as a pale octopus. For me, any giant mutated cephalopod can be called Kraken. From the technical perspective, he is a monster of challenge rating 25, with almost 500 HP, 9 spell slots, lots of immunities and resistances, 3 legendary resistances, and horde of followers. So if you see him, well, it's too late to run. And now, a bit of DM tips on how to play him. Use Kraken Society for most of your dirty work. Use Slarkrethel as an ominous unseen threat as Cthulhu, which would mean the end of everything if it emerges. And if it comes to combat, do not hesitate to Katsuika Odoridon the party. And that's all on Slarkrethel, Chosen of Umberlee and the founder of Kraken Society, and he's still there, lurking in the deep, watching and observing you from the dark. And who knows, maybe we'll see him again, enacting another scheme of obtaining godhood. And if you like the lore, please press like and subscribe button, and tell me in the comments below who else you would like to hear about. And see you next time.